Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Inside Golf. Along with Owen Coloche, I'm Harry Donahue. We're at North Hills Country Club's Founders Room. We're going to be using this room for several teed-offs in the weeks ahead. But today, Inside Golf is returning to one of my favorite golf courses in the world, Merion Golf Club, and Matt Schaefer.
That's right. He's the director of golf course operations, and Merion just celebrated their 100th anniversary, and Matt gives us just a beautiful tour of the grounds.
Yeah, and Matt is the guy that's getting the grounds, Merion's fabled 18 holes, ready for the U.S. Open. Won't be that far away, June of 2013. We'll be back with Matt Schaefer, a tour of his outstanding facilities at Merion, as Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank and Wealth Management, continues in just a moment.
Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank. Susquehanna Bank, doing what counts. By Club Champion, better fit, lower scores. Now open in Ballackinwood. By Southwest Greens, the Pro Knows. And by the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf.
Defining a target, realizing a dream. Susquehanna Bank can help you get your plans off the ground. Whether you're sending kids to college or doing something special for yourself. Susquehanna's financial advisors are worth talking to. We can help you find the smartest way to borrow money and save money in the process. Susquehanna Bank, doing what counts for dreamers like you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This September, Merion will celebrate its centennial anniversary. In its rich history, Merion has hosted more USGA events than any other golf course in America, 17. Although 2 were held at the original Haverford course on the grounds of the Merion Cricket Club. Bobby Jones completed his Grand Slam here in 1930 when he won the U.S. Amateur. 7 weeks later, Jones retired from competitive golf. 6 years before that, Jones had won his first U.S. Amateur, also at Merion. Ben Hogan inspired the world with his return from a near-fatal car accident and won the 1950 U.S. Open at Merion, with the shot still seen round the world. A 1-iron, or was it a 2-iron, from the middle of the 18th fairway that forced a playoff the next day, which he won. Now, Hogan says he used a 2-iron, although the plaque in the middle of the 18th fairway says it was a 1-iron. In 1971, Lee Trevino won the Open in a playoff with Jack Nicklaus, and it featured one of the game's memorable pranks, Trevino pulling a rubber snake from his bag on the first tee. In the club's own words, Merion continues to challenge the world's best golfers while trying to identify them as well. Club member Hugh Wilson was the original course designer. It was the first golf course that he designed. It covers 126 acres, almost tiny by today's standards. One signature item of Merion is the wicker poles used on every hole. Wilson got that idea from shepherds that he encountered during a trip to Scotland. Merion East was lengthened in the last 10 years to almost 7,000 yards from the championship tees. Jack Nicklaus once said that acre for acre, Merion may be the best test of golf in the world. The man who is charged with keeping it that way is the Director of Golf Operations, Matt Schaefer. We are behind the scenes here at Merion Golf Club with Matt Schaefer, superintendent now for 10 years. When I say behind the scenes, this is your little world, Matt. This is something that you helped create. It is state-of-the-art, only 3 years old. It started after the Walker Cup. And how would you compare this to the normal golf course maintenance facility?
Well, this is a little beyond the normal. This facility right here is 80% now and built for now and 20% for the future. This actually services both golf courses, even though we have a satellite shop on the west course. The primary maintenance of all the equipment's done right here.
Prior to this, Matt, this is now, 26,000 plus square feet of maintenance facility. Your office wasn't even down here. You were up a couple hundred yards away in the main clubhouse. Now everything is centrally located with your staff of 50 right at your beck and call.
That's correct.
Yeah, it makes a big difference, I guess, for you, huh?
Makes a big difference for them.
Let's take a look. Can you give us a tour of what's back here?
Sure. Now this is one of the areas where we took some futuristic plans. I think in the future, most equipment's going to be electric. So this whole bay here is all can accommodate electric equipment. These buildings are highly energy efficient. All lights are on timers, so they go off when you're not in the room. You know, to save energy, that was one of our primary focuses, to make this super energy efficient facility.
So all the mowers and all the pieces of equipment used on the golf course are stored in here on a nightly basis.
That's correct.
You must be really the envy of everybody in your business, right, with a facility like
Oh
this?
my, it's nice. It makes you efficient.
I'll say. Now, we're coming up, we're leaving the equipment end of the facility, and what's next in line down here?
These are laid out like in cubes. This is chemical and fertilizer, which is, you know, always a concern to everybody. This building is 100% self-contained, meaning that everything on these floors that spills on the floor goes into a captivated drain system that through a series of pumps we put back into a tank, and then we neutralize all that water.
So like you said earlier, nothing gets out of here.
Nothing gets out of here. We can, it's a very safe environment. We have high air exchange. All the air is exchanged in these 3 rooms every 7 minutes. So, you know, it's a real safe environment to work in. We have all the safety eye wash. We're pretty fastidious with our chemical programs, and we're really, really strong on IPM, which is integrated pest management, where we don't spray because we think we have to. We only spray because we do have to.
Okay, we're going to the wash station. And what do we wash down here?
All our equipment.
All the equipment gets hosed down.
That's right. Now this is really environmentally sound as well. This is an ESD wash pad, and what happens here is the equipment comes in here and it gets washed down, and it goes over to that drain right there, and everything goes into that drain, and then over there it separates the grass from the water, which gets dumped into that cart, and then we have a huge compost operation on the other golf course, where once again it's an environmental issue where there's not a leaf, a twig, or a piece of grass that leaves the facility. This is maintenance. This is our equipment manager, Robert Smith.
Hi, Robert. How you doing?
And
So what are we doing here? We're going to sharpen this piece of equipment, or?
he's going to check. He checks all the mowers every day when they come in for sharpness and height of cut. And it's a science. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he uses an AccuGauge, which he measures everything into thousandths.
And this particular piece of equipment is used where?
On the greens.
This is, so cutting greens.
And we cut greens really low, about the thickness of a dime.
Another advantage you have when it comes to maintenance and maintaining a great facility, you don't have golf carts, so to speak, here at Merion East.
We do not. We have 7 golf carts. So you need a medical excuse or a slip from a doctor.
To use one.
That's correct.
But from your standpoint, you don't get those deep ruts after a rain or something like that, where guys are going off into an area that may have a little weather they don't see. And the time, you know, to replace that may be all summer.
That's
right?
exactly
I mean,
right.
to have that grow back.
Lots of superintendents have miles of cart path to maintain. We don't have that either.
All right, Matt, these are the living quarters that you have in the administration end of the facility for interns. You have what, 6 rooms with bunk beds so you can accommodate 12.
That's correct.
Wow, and they have pretty nice living quarters.
They are nice.
There's the countdown to the 2013 U.S. Open, huh?
Yes.
Not that far away, really.
No, it's coming fast.
I'm
It
sure
started
you
out at
realize
900 days.
This
yeah.
is the meeting room. List of all the employees, and on this board, what, every day you go over assignments?
In the morning when we first meet, we all meet in here together, and the first assignment's given out verbally. And then the second assignment's put on the board because they get done at different times. So to maximize efficiency, they come in and take a break, look at the board, and then go out on their second job.
A smaller part of the maintenance facility here at Merion, Matt, is a room that a lot of people would love to come to, say around Christmas time, because this is called the wicker room. But more than just the wicker baskets are assembled here. For instance, this is a tee marker, and you guys make your own, huh?
That's correct, and they look like a wicker. And they're made out of concrete, and we paint them red orange and white.
And now we get to the real interesting part. Look at this. The famed wicker baskets, no flags on the greens at Merion. And these are made in different parts of the country in terms of what goes into one wicker pole, but they're all assembled here.
That's correct.
So where do you actually get the baskets from?
A lady down south makes them, and occasionally we get a golf ball through one. You see that?
Oh, that's almost like cactus in the Arizona desert. Somebody hit a good shot.
They
though.
did. Hole is specially made. It's put together by a blacksmith in Philadelphia, and it's all aluminum, and it's turned down, and then it's welded with a taper on the bottom. This is hollow. One of the biggest problems with a wicker is they're abnormally heavy at the top, so consequently, in the wind, they'll turn in the cup and waller out the cup. So we completely remanufactured. These used to be wood, but they were too heavy. So we remanufactured them to be thin-walled aluminum, and then they're welded at the bottom and all done seamlessly.
What's the standard height from the bottom of the pole to the top of the wicker basket?
Oh man, there's a great story here, but I guess it probably, they're 7 feet.
7 feet.
Yeah.
Now, the color is basically, what would you say, off red, off orange?
I'll
What
tell you,
that?
this is a great story. That
Merion orange, is that what they call it?
Nah, you know what? This is truly a story of the times. You know, everybody thought it was a special mix, but in reality, this is Jacobson orange, and the reds are Toro red.
Now, what's the difference between the red and the orange? One on one course, one on the other?
No, the back nine is orange. Most people don't realize
Okay.
that. And
So
the front nine is red.
See, when you come to the Open in 2013, look at all the information you're going to be able to share with people who have no idea what goes on back here. All right, here in the paint shed, this is one color I prefer not to see. Hanging here in your boardroom is the architect's, shall we say, modest changes to the golf course, getting ready for 2013 in the Open, right, Matt?
That's correct. We had the Fazio design out of the Carolinas do our architectural work. Tom Marzoff is our architect, and this is a map that we use to work off of to do the fairway line alterations for the U.S. Open and some of the other tee work that was done.
And when Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank, continues, Matt's going to give us a look at some of those enhancements here at Merion. Here's a chance for you to get away and play some great golf at a great resort.
The Iberostar Golf Team Championship Mexico, hosted by the spectacular Iberostar Cancun Resort and Spa.
The date is February 24th to the 28th, and it's open to
Teams of 2 amateurs playing a best ball format, or pro plus 3 amateurs playing in a Pro-Am division.
and it's an all-inclusive.
All your meals, premium drinks, entertainment, and fantastic golf.
For more information,
IberostarGolfResort.com.
welcome back to Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank. Matt Schaefer, our host today at Merion, and now we're finally outside, away from your maintenance facility on the golf course, talking about some changes, getting ready for the Open next year. And Matt, number 2, I look out there and I say, where's the fairway? Tell us about it.
We did some work on number 2, no doubt. We shifted it to the right, and quite a bit. Actually, last year we shifted it to the right for the membership and left the left alone. And then this past fall, we moved the fairway from left, or the rough from left to right.
That's
quite a bit.
That's a good, what, 12, 15 yards you brought in?
It is. It's narrow, very narrow.
And it shapes it, I mean, from where we're standing here, there's only 2 par 5s on the golf course. This is the first one, and no par 5s on the back. And I know these guys, length doesn't seem to be a problem for them, but here, accuracy is going to be a premium off the tee.
That's correct. We moved a bunker up by the green as well. We brought it in from the left, put it right in front of the hole for their enjoyment.
Matt, over here on number 5, couple things, once again involving the width of the fairway. On the left side, you've widened it out. Now, coming into play all of a sudden, right up against the fairway, are 2 bunkers. Before, that wasn't the case, right?
No, they were in the middle of the rough. And we moved the fairways over, and then we roll the fairways right into the bunker. So if they hit a shot up high on the fairway, it'll leak down the hill and in the sand.
Right, and you still have over 200 yards to that green. So everything slopes from the right to the left. And up ahead, where do you see what they did up there? Up here, Matt, we can notice the slope right to left, and it comes down. You've widened the fairway all the way almost to this creek bed, right? And come 2013, that grass, something tells me, isn't going to be as high as it is today.
I'm thinking probably not.
Swinging over to the back nine here at Merion East, Matt, number 11, the famous Jones hole, where Bobby Jones in 1930 completed the Grand Slam. He wouldn't recognize the fairway anymore. What happened?
It got shifted, I believe.
I think so. Tell us about it.
We shifted this fairway from right to left considerably. We brought the right rough in, and then we pushed the fairway over to the left towards the water hazard.
We can tell from the colorization again, at some parts there, it's almost, 15 yards of rough moved to the left. We can see the line right down what is now the middle of the fairway. Used to be the border on the left side of the fairway, right?
That's correct.
Matt, here at 14, you've done a couple things. First of all, the original putting green, which was adjacent to this tee, has been moved over this way. And what else have you done to the tee box?
Well, Mr. Marzoff from Fazio Golf created this pad for the amateur, and it doubled as the practice green for the members. And it worked out fantastic, so they wanted to gain a little length on the back couple holes here. So we created a new putting green, which is what you see back there.
So let's take a walk here. So this now is going to double as the putting green and for the tee box for the 2013 Open.
That's correct.
Wow. And how much additional yardage? We're talking maybe almost, 75, 100 yards.
It's a long
back.
way.
Woo! Look at this. So this now, as we take a look at it, will be approximately where the Open tee will be?
That's correct. He has the ability to go further back, but
Yeah, I
I'm
can
sort
see
of
that.
thinking he might, I don't know what he'll do. We'll take the stop sign down for the Open, obviously, and then more than likely paint the hydrant, the two hydrants green.
Matt, back here on 18, two things. The right side of the fairway has been narrowed a little bit, and if we look over there, we can see the difference in color of grass, the darker grass indicating where you've narrowed it, huh?
That's correct.
How much are we talking about?
Right there, it's probably only about maybe 10 yards, or 10, 15 feet.
And it goes all the way up the right side?
It tapers. It tapers back in, and once again, the changes that were made were primarily to the tee, drawing the tees back where we could so that the shot to the green would be relatively the same. We didn't really do anything with greens in regards to shifting greens. We did move fairways and we did do tee work.
Another change here on the 18th fairway, Matt, is we can see the difference in color, lighter, darker green. So along that line used to be the beginning of the fairway. Now you've extended it back here a little bit on this hill, which used to be what, rough?
This used to all be rough. And they did that primarily because they dropped the tee back so far that now you can see the beginning of the fairway for an aiming point.
Right, so now there are 10 yards, 12 yards, I guess, of fairway to help you get over the hump a little bit.
That's correct. To
Guys
get out
like
of the
me need
quarry.
all the hump we can. Matt, we're standing here adjacent to the 18th hole, and we look back over here. It's another view of your facility, although I'd hardly know it, huh? What'd you do up here?
We actually have a green roof because we're in pretty close proximity to the 18th tee, which is right behind us. And so we had a natural roof which filters all the water through the roof, and then it goes through a re-entry charge system that goes back in the stream. And it's incredibly pure. Actually, when the water filters down through that system, it's infinitely better than it entered it. And it's all natural. We have water on the roof because it gets very hot on there. But it's seamless. When it all matures, it's a little less than a year and a half old, but once it grows up, it'll look just like, other than the railing, it'll look like a regular golf course.
And I see one of those infamous white sticks. That is all out of bounds in case you hook your drive off 18.
That's correct. One of the ones you like.
My favorite color.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, thanks for the tour, not only of your high-tech facility, but also some of the changes here at Merion. How soon before things really get into high gear and in terms of getting ready for 2013 in the Open?
I would think by next year at this time, you'll start to see a big change around here with grandstands, TV towers, ropes, concessions, tents in the neighborhood. It'll start looking like the Open very quickly.
And that's when you kick back, put your feet up on the desk, have a cup of coffee or two, and
go to Florida and fish.
Just enjoy what's going on. Thanks, my friend.
It was an
Somehow I think
honor.
I'll be seeing you over the next year.
It was an honor. Thank you very much.
Stay tuned. Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank, continues with Teed Off.
Early mornings, late nights, and way too many takeout dinners. Running a business takes energy, determination, and sacrifice. And whether you're a startup, well-established, or somewhere in between, the people of Susquehanna Bank have the knowledge to help you succeed. From cash management solutions to the benefits of local loan decisions, we help keep your business moving ahead. Susquehanna Bank, doing what counts for businesses like yours. Member FDIC.
Guests of Inside Golf enjoy dining at Sin Sin, the popular Asian fusion restaurant located on Germantown Avenue in the heart of scenic Chestnut Hill.
And now it's time for Teed Off, brought to you by Yingling, America's oldest brewery.
And his assessment, early assessment.
Welcome back. Inside Golf continues with Teed Off. Our panel today is assembled here at North Hills Country Club at the Founders Room. And our panel today consists of Joe Logan. Joe is, of course, with myphillygolf.com and no stranger to Teed Off. Harry Mays, no stranger to Sports Talk Radio in Philadelphia, host of his own show on 97.5 The Fanatic, and we know he's a real fanatic when it comes to golf. And Bob Shepard, longtime pro. He's a master pro in the Philadelphia area. Shep's been everywhere, gives lessons now these days, but he's also a great historian of the game, and you can follow his blogs on phillyburbs.com. Hey guys, you know, recently we celebrated Halloween. Of course, in some neighborhoods it was delayed because of Sandy, and we'll have more on Sandy in a moment. But, you know, Halloween's a time when you get a chance, Joe, to put on a costume. Even somebody as young as you once in a while gets out there with the bag and goes looking for a treat or two. If you were, say, wanted to be somebody other than yourself when it comes to golf, who would it be? Say a pro, one or two pros. Who would you like to dress up as and become just maybe for one round of golf?
I'll go with Bobby Jones.
You like the knickers? Or what is it about
know,
Bobby?
he was a gentleman from another era. He's got a record. Tiger Woods may break Jack Nicklaus's record of majors. He is not going to break he could feasibly match the Grand Slam, but he'll never break it.
The Tiger Slam doesn't count, right?
No, it does not count.
Of course, the Grand Slam then was a little different than what it would be today.
But you can only compete in the era you live in.
I know. How about you, Shep? Have you given a thought to who maybe you'd like to be for one or two rounds?
Yeah, I'm definitely a Walter Hagen. Yeah, I'm going to ride the limousine.
We're going old school here.
Yeah, I'm going to show up on the first tee with a glass and have some fun, and remember that, you know, it's only here for a short while. You got to stop and sniff the flowers.
What was he had a nickname, didn't he? What was Walter?
Sir Walter.
Sir Walter?
The Hague.
The Hague.
Many nicknames.
Okay.
Yeah, he
now,
was great.
What in that era of golf, pros were kind of like looked upon as being
Backdoor guys.
Yeah, mercenaries, right? I mean, it
right.
wasn't like it is today. I mean,
Not
the
at all.
amateurs, the guys like Bobby Jones were the ones that people looked up to.
Right.
Guys like Hagen were going around there hustling people, basically, trying to make a living, right?
Well, Hagen set the order correctly, is what he did. He opened the front door and closed the back door to the clubhouses, which is what we needed. And he's made golf a professional sport, where in the beginning it was actually looked down at by the amateurs.
Right.
And understandably so. But anyhow, that was the point in time when things changed. And he was a gentleman. He did a lot for people.
And he was a worldwide guy, right?
Worldwide. He was one
He
of the...
took it on. Him and Harry Vardon used to tour
yeah.
not just this country, but
Africa,
the UK
you name it,
and through Europe.
Yeah, he went around the world many times on boats, and he got mixed up with the Nazis a couple times, almost got in trouble. And
Really?
He had a great existence. He really did a real...
Can we read about this
full
on
menu.
Bob Shepard's
I
blog
should do
on
that next. I should write a little... matter of fact, I'll be the next one I write.
Okay.
Good.
We'll look for it. Harry?
I'd have to go with Greg Norman, the Shark. I'll go with the Shark because although he's known for many collapses, he does have his majors. He's a worldwide player. You know, he's a worldwide brand. He was sort of a slave to fashion.
And women.
Was very good with the women, which I admire that. He's friends of presidents. I mean, he hangs out with Bill Clinton and whoever else. And he's
Falls
also
down the steps with
yeah,
Bill Clinton,
exactly,
right?
allegedly, yeah. And he's also got great teeth, which I really envy.
And has arguably done better after golf than during.
Exactly.
Yeah. Certainly financially.
Almost started his own tour, right?
Yeah.
I said we were going to talk about Sandy. Sandy, of course, devastation in our area. How about golf courses, Joe? And I know you've done a little research on
I
this.
talked to Jeff Surratt yesterday, who's executive director of the PGA section, Philadelphia, and his assessment, early assessment, was it could have been worse. Our hardest hit, obviously, were the short courses due to flooding. They got a lot of water down there, especially the ones right on the water. In Philadelphia, the damage tends to be more tree damage, although we're at North Hills. It looks pretty good out there right now.
Except, look at the maintenance shed. A tree came down. Jeff Edwards, the superintendent here, told me, and kaboom, right into his
Right
office.
on the maintenance shed?
Right into the maintenance shed. But hey, stuff happens. If that's all that happens, we're getting away pretty easy, I think. All right, Ellen Kaloje is at the bar, and she has somebody who has a question for Harry Mays.
Thank you very much, Harry. We're here with Sally Shalita of Bluebell. Sally, what is your question for Harry?
How do today's players compare to the Nicklaus and the Palmers and the players?
All right, when I was first coming up, I wasn't a golf fan. Golf, to me, was Jack Nicklaus, guys with bellies in bad pants. And I really didn't get into golf until Fred Couples, Davis Love, that crew came through in the late 80s, early 90s. But Tiger Woods took it to the next level. And with all the television money and which brings up the prize money, it is light years from the great era of the big three of Arnie, Jack, and Gary Player. Although I admire those three probably more than I do the modern day guys.
And probably without those three guys, everybody would still have bellies and bad pants.
Yeah, bad plaid
still
pants
plenty
and
of that
bellies.
going around.
Yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything. It doesn't make him a bad person. All right, stay with us. More from Inside Golf coming up next.
North Hills Country Club is more than a golfing experience. It's the people, the atmosphere, and the family fun. For more than 100 years, at North Hills, golfers become great friends.
In a crowd of light beers, how long does it take to find the Yingling Light Lager? About that long. 99 calories, 100% authentic lager. Yingling Light Lager. Rethink your light beer.
For more golf course tours, swing tips, and deals on greens fees, check out the new teeitupphilly.com.
That's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf. Where can people get more about us and Inside Golf and Merion?
You can always go to our website, insidegolf.net, and don't forget to like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter.
For Ellen Kaloje, I'm Harry Donahue. Remember, no matter how bad it's going for you out there, don't pick up. And we'll see you next time on Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank and Wealth Management.
Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank. Susquehanna Bank, doing what counts. By Club Champion, better fit, lower scores. Now open in Ballackinwood. By Southwest Greens, the Pro Knows. And by the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf.